In this video, I played as Sweden and formed the Nordic Defense Council while making some of the fastest divisions possible in the game. Could I hold against the Soviets and Germany? Watch the video to see. Today, I'm going to be making some of the fastest tanks you can make in Hearts of Iron 4. I think I want to do it as Sweden. So let's just hop right on into it. Alright, here we are in Sweden. We start off with 12 divisions with like no equipment. We actually have 15 factories to start out with and 32,000 manpower. And of course, 0 war support. In terms of construction, I think I'll get started with building an aerodynamics facility here. And then I want a land warfare facility up here. It doesn't really matter where, I just want to get some out. And then we'll just build civs. Now, focuses. Let's do the only focus we can do, and that is the Defense Act. Alright, there we go. 5 speed. Let's just go. I want to start off by saying there was definitely faster. This is not the definitive fastest in the game, but these will be pretty darn quick tanks and divisions. I was really debating on what path to take as Sweden, but after reading through some of the focuses, from this focus right here, we grab an extra 10% division speed, and this one down here, we grab another 8% division speed. So today, we are going to be staying democratic and forming the Nordic Defense Council. And now the government commission has recommended rearmament. We'll get the opposition party on the right to lead just for now. And now that Defense Act is done, we will do some urbanization. Unfortunately, as Sweden, we don't start off with any generals with Trickster. And the reason that's important is because when you have Trickster, you can do Improv Expert, giving you a 10% movement bonus on land. We also don't have an Army Maneuver Specialist to give us division speed along with the Army XP. So that could be something we sort of train towards and get in the end. Okay, urbanization done. Now what? Let's do work projects for the unemployed, aka work projects for me. Let's go back to Per Albin Hansen. He's back and better than ever. Now let's grab ourselves a government weapons contract. And this is big because we need some funds, especially for this MIO, which is very nice. Actually, I'm kidding. This MIO is actually the one we care about. As Sweden, our MIO Landsverk is a fast tank designer, and right now, without even leveling it up, we get plus 10% max speed. When we do get to level it up, we can get another 2% here, 5% here, and 5% down here, so that's another 12%. Okay, now that we have 50 political power, let's hire a scientist. We will hire Caroline. She will provide some much-needed breakthroughs in that department. You know, sometimes with these focuses, you forget this is actually a game about World War II. Look at this. Poverty reduction, affordable housing, state-paid vacation. Man, this is awesome. And our land warfare facility is done now. Let's hire Joachim and get some breakthrough points with him. Now, I'm pretty sure as Sweden, we also get one of the only few armored car designers. I bet armored cars still suck, even with all of the bonuses from this. There we go. We've grabbed Husqvarna Weapons Factory. Is that the same Husqvarna that does all those, like, chainsaws and stuff? We're going to allow Landsverk to operate independently. We just need some funds for Landsverk. Now there's 18% world tension. We can finally grab the old enemy stirs. And of course, we'll grab improved boogies, and we'll queue up engine optimization, improve ventilation, and improve tracks and suspension. Okay, with this focus done, we are now locked behind 24% war support. We're probably going to need to modify our full Kemet spirit to actually get this. So speaking of modifying that, let's get to doing that now. There we go. With that one focus, we are now up to 9% war support. And I believe with forming SAAB, we get another 16% war support. We should be sitting at 25%, and then we'll be able to do the Nordic Defense Council. We do have 24% war support, which means the Nordic Defense Council. All of our MIOs get some funds, and all of our friends here in the Nordics get a boost towards us. Also, let's grab some flame tanks. Nordic Defense Council focus is done. Alright, let's grab the centralized Nordic Army Command, and we will change our name to the Nordic Defense Council. And I believe we invite all of our neighbors as well to that, so we'll improve relations with them. Alright, that focus is done, and Denmark is actually rejected, despite them having 100 opinion of us. However, we did get Norway and Finland, and they're actually a Nordic Defense Council member, so they're sort of like a puppet, I guess. And we get 10 units for free, Nordic Defense Force. They're veterans. And those are some actually good divisions. Oh my gosh. It looks like we got a ton of generals and stuff from Norway and Finland, maybe? The Finnish Nordic Bulwark. That is a great name. And the Norwegian Atlantic Wall. And does that unlock this? No, it does not yet. I misread, and it appears we cannot get both the Nordic Council and these buffs down here. So unfortunately, we're not going to be doing this stuff, but I think having them as puppets is better. It appears as if we have a war goal on Denmark. Actually might take advantage of this. Alright, and now that we've standardized equipment and we're at 150 political power, let's go up to partial MOB, and we'll declare war on Denmark. Okay, so Denmark has surrendered. Yeah, you know what? Let's protect Denmark. Now with Engineer Company 2 researched, we just finished our flame tank, so let's design a flame tank. Alright, this will be our flame tank. We get it up to 10.1 kilometers per hour. That's not too bad. And that important entrenchment. Let's save it. It costs 0 XP. Hey, I just looked at our decisions, and actually for 150 political power, we can coax Iceland to join the Nordic Defense Council. I think I know what I'm spending my next political power on. Now, as we approach wartime, I'm going to grab As the Barometer Falls. Now, as well, let me show you two important focuses for our challenge today. This one right here, giving us 4% armor speed, and this one right here giving us another 8% armor speed, so that is 12% added on. Yes, there we go. The Icelandic Defense Zone is now here. So we do just have them as a puppet. Alright, it seems as if we will have a world war on our hands. Alright, we did not get a notice for this, but the Soviet Union has declared on Nordic Finland. We seem to be holding, for the most part. The lack of supply that the Soviets have is our saving grace. Okay, Germany has war goals on us. I didn't get notified that they were doing so, but man, I guess we should have been able to tell. Okay, so the Germans actually went after Luxembourg before us. Yeah, they're going in on the Benelux before they go in on us. As for doctrines, we're going to be going down mobile warfare. So the Germans have taken out France before they've come after us. The Soviets will just like randomly leave the line here around Leningrad, but as soon as you move up, you see that there's 15 divisions in Leningrad just waiting to ambush me. Stalin, what are you so worried about, man? Stalin knows that we will be coming for him. Alright, we have our advanced light tank researched. Let's design this bad boy. Alright, gentlemen, what you are looking at right now is an insanely fast tank unit. Probably not the fastest, definitely not the fastest that we'll be making in this game, but 15.5 kilometers per hour cannot be denied. It only costs 10 IC to make as well. There we go, we are producing almost one a day already with 7 factories on them. Soviets are actually pushing me quite heavily up here in the north. I'm just gonna pull back, and hopefully they just run out of supply. Alright, I'm gonna try a counterattack. Potentially, I can cut this railway off. The Soviets have decided to naval invade. Where is this going? Alright, I have got my troops that were holding the border with Denmark. I'm gonna get them over there. Hopefully the Germans don't come after us. We are very vulnerable right now. But in good news, we do have some good news. We have cut this in half. I just want to show you guys something. I have a different general for each nationality here in the Nordic Defense Council. And yes, while I was focused on clearing this naval invasion out, they have pushed us back a little. Okay, I have my subs here in the Gulf of Bothnia. That is, I do not have a lisp, and I am not saying Bosnia. There we go, we took the port back. Let's crush all of these Soviet units. I'm really not sure why the Germans haven't declared on us yet. It is October 40. Maybe the fact that we took Denmark messed up something in the AI. I don't know, but I'm happy to just be focusing on fighting the Soviets for right now. I'll tell you that much. Alright, it is December 40. I'm finally going to make my tank divisions, guys. Sorry, I have really been just focused on surviving. There we are. This will be our tank division. I will add other support companies later, but this is what we're going to be doing right now with the XP we have. We have an alright amount of soft attack. We have 13.8 km/h max speed. Let's train a few of these bad boys out. Let's shoot for 4. 746 light tanks. We can make that happen. I'm doing a quick casualties check. We've lost 130,000. The Finnish Nordic Bulwark has lost 40,000. The Soviets, 889,000. Finally, let's pop out these tank divisions. They're not trained, but they will get trained by fighting all of these Soviets. Can we do a push here? There we go, we've cut this off. Unfortunately, the supply really ruins our speed up in these areas. And actually, here come the Germans right now. They've declared on Nordic Norway, and we can join the Allies. Let's do that. We're getting some big overruns now. Look at that. Look at how fast we're moving. Yes, our tanks are making very nice work of the Soviets up north. Okay, this is going to change things. The Germans have declared on the Soviets. You know what? I have our tanks down here. Let's take Leningrad. And look at how quickly we just moved into Leningrad. I promise you that is not sped up. That is how quick these tanks are. Did anyone order 6 more light tank divisions? I know I sure did. And we now have 3 breakthroughs in air, so what we're going to get is jet engines. The reason why is we want the gas turbine as a tank module. This is why we built this aerodynamics facility at the start of the game. Alright, the Germans have woken up. They finally declared on Denmark. I think I should be able to hold. It looks like, yeah, we have some Ethiopian divisions to help us. Thanks, guys. Let's finally grab our final buff, 2 division speed with the Lion of the North. I've pushed to the Kiel Canal. I'm going to move my tanks now down south and just roll over the Italians down here. So they are currently on their way. Look at them head over. All 18 of our glorious light tank divisions. The first Axis naval invasion has hit our shores. It is the Vichy French. Our tanks are finally in place down here, and the Allies have made another landing in Naples. Let's see what we can do. Look at them go. It is just so fast. And the Italian Civil War is here. I think we somehow lost a light tank, unfortunately, during that weird part where they transferred all the land, because now we're only at 17. No worries, we'll just train out 7 more divisions. For an even 24. The Nordic Protectorate of Denmark declares independence. This is pretty crucial for us. I'm gonna have to just say they are of no consequence and let them become independent. I'd rather not get an independence war and then our units be encircled here on the front, so fortunately that's how it is. Oh, but our units are still screwed anyways, of course. Okay, I hope these guys can hold here on the Kiel Canal and I can build a port right here. I'm rushing that out right now. If not, that's a full army gone. Swedish workers are working hard, diligently over Christmas to get this port built. There we go. Let's finally get some supply in here. There we go. A successful Mediterranean operation. I regret to inform you all, the Swedish Navy is mostly gone. The Danes are so sneaky. They've just joined the Allies. They secured their independence, and now, after they scared me and made me build a port here and almost killed 24 of my units, oh, now they want to rejoin the Allies. Thanks, guys. Alright, I'd say it's time we just give this a go. We are right at the gates of Berlin. Let's get our tanks in there right away. Let's take Berlin. Now we've cut them off from Kiel as well. I still haven't called my allies to war with the Soviets, so I think I'm going to now. Let's call in Yugoslavia, who should in turn call in everyone else into war with the Soviet Union. And look, we finally have the jet engine researched. Now let me show you what we can do with that bad boy. This gas turbine right here, max speed 0.5 kilometers per hour plus 25%. Alright, look at this thing now. With a gas turbine developed from jet engines, we can get our tanks up to 17.2 kilometers per hour. Again, the limiting factor on us is our mech or trucks that we go along with it. I have mech 3s now, and they can go up to 14.4 kilometers per hour, so that will be sort of the limiting factor in these tanks, unfortunately. But I just wanted to show you how fast I can make these bad boys. And my divisions are fully mech, and look at how fast I'm going. 15.8 kilometers per hour is the fastest that we're going. Look at our tanks move. We just took Vienna like it was nothing. And Munich is open. There we go. Germany has capitulated. The Axis has surrendered. We have 25% of the war score. There we go. Peace seal over with. You can see what we've taken. We have taken back some of the old Swedish lands from like the 1700s. We also puppeted Prussia, Bavaria, Thuringia, Saxony, and Silesia. Let's reorganize our armies and then push into the Soviet Union. Okay, this really sucks. I was wanting to get him, obviously, onto here, but he's already an army advisor, and he was the closest to getting this trait, so I don't know if we're going to be getting an army maneuver specialist, but you could grab another 5, 10, 15% to these divisions. I don't think that's going to happen in this playthrough, unfortunately. Let's click the magic button on our tanks and see if we can, watch how fast we go. The Soviets have been no match for our superior tanks. Wonder if this guy can make it to Sverdlovsk. Let's follow his journey. No way. He actually made it that whole way. 97%. Let's do a final casualties check. We've taken 280,000. Soviets, 3.1 million to us. Game is frozen, which can only mean one thing. There we are. The Soviet Union has capitulated, and we have 77% of the war score. Peace deal done. I took all the land and then just released them again as a puppet instead of a supervised state. I did that with Russia. I did that with Mongolia and Belarus. But yeah, there we go. I think I am very happy with where we're leaving off right now. Again, I'm sad that we didn't fully max out how fast we could go. 15.8 kilometers an hour is nothing to shake a stick at, but I know we could have gone faster. If you've watched this far in the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.